Aloha, y'all. Rabbit, rabbit. It's the first of the month, April Fool's Day, April 1st. So you know, it is a Tuesday, Tyr's Day, ruled by Tyr, the Mars equivalent in the Nordic pantheon. Before I get into the astrology, which is important, the cards I pulled: Two of Swords, Nine of Wands, and Citrine. So hold on to your horses and we'll get there together in a second. The sun is at 11 degrees Aries, Moon 24 Taurus, Mercury 28 retro Pisces, Venus 27 retro Pisces, they're conjunct, Mars 23 Cancer, Jupiter 16 Gemini, Saturn 24 Pisces, that's conjunct the Mercury Venus situation, Uranus 24 Taurus, that's exactly conjunct the Moon right now. Neptune 0 degrees Aries, Pluto 3 degrees Aquarius, North Node 27 Pisces, that's exactly conjunct Venus, and also therefore conjunct Mercury and Saturn. Black Moon Lilith is at 0 Scorpio, and Chiron is at 22 Aries. So the major aspects at the moment: Mars is sextiling the Moon, Uranus conjunction. Mars is squaring Chiron and is squaring Black Moon Lilith. And Mars is trining the Sun, Neptune, Mercury, North Node, Venus, and Saturn situations. Pluto is squaring Black Moon Lilith. That's the major stuff at the moment. So, I don't know if y'all know I have a podcast, but today is episode 305, April Fool's Day episode, with artist Samuel Ferrand, Sam Ferrand of tetramode.com. Check it out if you don't know. Go to the link I'll post in here. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. So today, Two of Swords is the card of the day. The sword is like the mind, the intellect, right? And air signs are the swords. So Geminis, Libras, or an Aquarius, you are naturally the sword, though we all have this in us. So fret not if you're not an air sign. You still have a brain, a mind, so to speak. Two of Swords, making wise decisions, taking the path of the heart, despite those challenges, right? Moon conjunct Uranus, exactly. It's like maybe tricky decisions, but we gotta, and it might not feel comfortable, but evolve we must. Consider what decisions and choices you have made in life. With the Venus and Mercury retrograding conjunct in Pisces, we're reviewing, revisiting how we feel, what we love, where our values are, where our mind is on our values and beauty, our spirituality, all that kind of stuff. Two of Swords, I trust my ability to find my way, on page 124. The Two of Swords speaks about choice. It asks us to consider what it means to make a powerful choice. I always think of Gandalf in the Mines of Moria. He's like, I've got to sit here. I have no memory of this place. And then he's kind of got to move forward after contemplating. What does it actually involve when you make a choice? We can consider a distinction between a choice and a decision, as they are often viewed as two words with the same meaning. A decision is about looking backwards, weighing up the past, and moving forward based on what we conclude. A choice, on the other hand, is completely free of the past, arising out of a clear, open awareness, space, nothing. There are no reasons or justifications in a choice. It is simply made. Decisions, therefore, exist in the domain of the small egoic self attached to its stories about life, while choices arise spontaneously out of the freedom of the universal self. We gift ourselves choice, but we must work and deliberate when making a decision. Both ways have value when used wisely. This isn't like better or worse in a sense. It's yin and yang. They have, both options have value. In our culture, we appear to have greater and greater choices, but if we look closely, it becomes clear that what we actually have are more and more options arising within the same limited context. Jupiter and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius. We're seeing a bigger picture. And it's like the maze is the maze, no matter which turn you take. Far from giving us freedom, we are overwhelmed with alternatives which require us to sift through more and more information to make a decision. To go one way or another becomes an agonizing cloud of information. There are times when we need to reference the past and gain some additional knowledge. Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde conjunct that. The key is to recognize when we are getting lost in all of the details. Don Juan Matus, the Mexican shaman characterized by Carlos Castaneda, asked a simple yet profound question when faced with two different paths. Does this path have a heart? He goes on to state that all paths are the same. They lead nowhere. Like Don Juan, I would say a path with no heart is devoid of joy, with no sense of expansion. Taking it feels intensely difficult. With time, however, it becomes normalized and we get comfortable, like a clenched fist that we no longer notice. For me, a path with heart isn't automatically easy. It can present incredible challenges. It carves out the vessel of emotion, making it deeper, and yet it feels expansive, exciting, and evolutionary. In the artwork, we see a woman at the bottom of the steps literally split between two possible paths behind her. yet she appears calm and balanced. Her light of intelligence shines from within. The two paths look similar, but each present her with different possibilities. Which way should she go? The wolf symbolizes a deep connection with intuition, inner tuition, North Node in Pisces. There is no obvious way to go. This is the point of choice. This is your point of power. So making wise decisions, taking the path of the heart, even though there's challenges, considering what decisions and choices you've made in life, reviewing. And with a Mercury-Venus conjunct retrograde, it's a perfect time to review. So the clarifying card is the Nine of Wands. If you're a fire sign, an Aries, a Leo, or Sagittarius, you're naturally a wand. Though, like I've said before, we all have the spirit of action and impulsive joy, in a sense, in us, not just a fire sign. So on page 118, I am willing to face the darkness and negativity, learning to build resilience, moving beyond the darkness within yourself, pushing through the weariness. You are almost finished, right? If we want to make that journey, we're going to have to push through. We're going to have to break on through to the other side. It's like we can't avoid the tunnel. We can sit there in bulk. We can run up sideways. We can go this way and then eventually that way. We can only do one side. No matter what, life is happening. And we can even sit there and never move. That's a choice, right? So it's like, where are we going on the treadmill? Like, it can scratch us, and there's lessons there. It can lead to a pearl of wisdom, and there's, consequences to these decisions. In a sense, there's no wrong answer, but don't give up. Giving up has lessons in itself, but like ultimately, you can't give up. You can't just disappear. Like, you're always going to be faced with the present moment, right? So the crystal we're getting, you can quantumly entangle with this wild card today. The wild card is citrine. What it is, a must-have for wannabe makers of art. How noble. And money makers. How gosh. Citrine is a pale gold to smoky brown quartz. Those candy yellow citrines you find at shops are actually heat-treated amethyst, which is another beast altogether. Who needs it? Anyone with a big idea or a big dream? Probably you. Where to put it? Wherever you set intentions. Place some citrine in your pocket each morning, and that makes an energetic statement like, greatness is out there and I am coming for it. When to use it? When it's time to really get on your grind and start creating the tomorrow of your dreams today. Manifest your masterpiece. So our lives are our masterpiece, right? The decisions we make create the conditions of the frame, the elements of the art, like what style brush, what color paints, whatever. Am I using a canvas? Am I doing this on a wall? Whatever. It's an analogy, right? But we are our greatest work of art, and yet we're also our creative director. So our directive choices have outcomes, right? Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Manifest your masterpiece by making wise choices, reviewing what you've done before. With a retrograde, Mercury and Venus retrograde, we can really review where we've been putting our minds and our hearts largely, and seeing if that's working out for us or if we need to kind of edit the process. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Leave a tip if you have. Holler for a reading. I love giving them. People love getting them. Like I said, today is episode 305, so check out the podcast. I'd love to have y'all join in, and it's always fun to see us pick the brain of artists. Sam Ferrand has 300,000 people following him on Facebook. I don't even know about his other platforms. So check out the podcast. Holler for a reading. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Enjoy your Tears Day. Rabbit, rabbit. Enjoy your April and April Fool's Day. Adios.